Hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and thank you guys for the love and support. I do not take it for granted. Thank you for all those subscribers who always come back to watch my videos. And to my new subscribers, my name is Haoma_KE. Please like this video, comment to the video, and also do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So today I'm starting my video here outside because I want to harvest some vegetables that I'm going to prepare some beef samosa in the morning. And so later on I'll go to the farm to harvest and also to do some weeding and also show you the progress of my groundnuts. I'll also tell you how my groundnuts are doing and what to do and what time to plant your groundnuts so that you can produce more groundnuts. So if you love life in the countryside, farming videos, cooking videos, you're in the right place. Always feel free to comment and also ask questions that you feel I haven't clarified enough in the video. So I think I've seen one banana, that banana that is ripe. Even the birds are eating it. So I just want to harvest that banana first before I start harvesting the things that I'm going to use while cooking my beef samosa. So today I'm going to prepare some beef samosa. So if you want to know how to prepare beef samosas here at home, from the pockets to the fillings and also to generally the samosa, so stay tuned. Please like this video. Do not forget also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So thank you, and so let's head on now to the farm to harvest the banana, and then later on I'm going to harvest now. I think the cucumbers also are ready, so I'm also going to harvest the cucumbers and then the carrots and the other vegetables that I'm going to use. So come along. So most of the time my bananas always ripe on the tree, and I always prefer that way because they take a shorter time to ripen fully. And most of the time, because I have a lot of bananas, I do not ripen them at once, so I just let them open, just stay in the house open, and then they will be ripening in bunches, so in a bunch of 10 or 5, so it's easy for us to eat, and also most of them will not start rotting. So if you've grown bananas, it's so important to always cut the stalk, because if you do not cut it, it will hinder the other bananas from also growing well and producing very big bananas. And I think the one of the things that is affecting the bananas here is this cypress tree. I don't know who planted it. I don't know how the tree ended up there, because most of the time the cypress trees grow with seeds. So I think sooner or later I'm going to cut it from this place, because it has really affected the bananas that are growing in this area. So now let me go and harvest the vegetables now. I'll start with the front garden. At the front, that's where we have the carrots and also checking right now, and there's some cucumbers that are already mature. So I had planted these cucumbers like a month ago. So right now I have a few of them that are mature and I just want to harvest them. So this time round, my cucumbers are not doing so well. I don't know the reason why, because most of them have been rotting. But I think I will try and apply the combination of vinegar, the bicarbonate soda, and also some cinnamon. I'll spray to them so that if there are pests, uh, trying to destroy them, especially when they are fruiting, they'll be okay. So let me now harvest the carrots, and then later on I'll head on to my backyard. That's where the spring onions are. So I'll start. I'm just going to harvest the carrots, then head on to the other side. So I'm just going to harvest some more carrots. I still have some carrots that I harvested, I think 2 days ago. So I'm just going to harvest not so much. I really struggle with the carrots that are here because most of them, I think the ground was too hard for them. So most of them I'm trying to uproot them and they are breaking. But I think next time, the other two areas that I've planted the carrots, they have started sprouting. So we'll still have some more carrots here in the farm. The ground was too hard. I had to look for a knife to just help me out in uprooting the carrots. It's always weird because most of the time we just pull the carrots and they come out. So I'm just, as I was planting the carrots, I realized that I had also planted here some turmeric and they stayed too long to start shooting. So right now, most of them have started shooting and they're very big. So I think after the carrots are over, I'm going to let this area to be specific for the turmeric. I don't know if they will perform well because the ground is too hard this area. I don't know why. It seems to be a little bit rocky, but I'm just going to let them stay here. I don't know how long it will take because I've never planted turmeric before. So I'm just going to give it some time. I think maybe next year is when I'm going to harvest because I think it takes a little bit longer like the ginger. So those who have prepared samosas before, you know, the main ingredient in a samosa is the spring onions. and I'm going to harvest enough spring onions that I'm going to use. So anytime I harvest a spring onion, I have to replace it with one, because that is how you maintain your spring onions in your farm. Because the moment you just harvest and keep on harvesting, you'll end up not having any in your farm. So anytime I harvest, I have to replace it with just one, because all these spring onions that you see here, I planted them. They've stayed in the farm for around 2 years. I've never bought the seedlings again. So anytime I uproot, I just plant it again. So I think this is enough for our samosas. Maybe it might be a lot because our beef is not that much, but it will help me out. So I just want to also to uproot the coriander. I'm trying to space them out until the moment I realize they are a little bit few. That's when I'm going to let them grow. And after that, I'll just be plucking. I'll not be uprooting. That's how also you maintain your coriander in your farm. So this is the first time I'm adding mint in my samosas. I just love mint in my tea, but I just want to see the taste and see if it will also taste better. So let me just uproot just a few, and then I'll add some. This is pepper. It's supposed to turn red, but even if it is green, it will just have that pepper in it. So this is the much that I have harvested. That is some good harvest, because if I bought all this in the market, they'll be so expensive. So the only thing I've bought is the flour and also the meat and some maybe salt and other things and oil that I'm going to use. So this is what I have right now. I'm just going to wash them, then I'll start preparing now the samosas. I think for the cucumbers, I'm just going to wash them and then store them. I'll make some cucumber juice. I saw someone making cucumber, a lime, and some pineapples. So I think that will be my favorite drink from now on. So let me throw the remains of the vegetables to the farm. They will act as a manure later on after they have decomposed fully. So that's how we do organic farming here in the village. Just the remains from the kitchen and also the farm, we make compost manure with it. So for samosa to be samosa, you have to have the samosa pockets, and I always make my pockets, my dough, the same way I make the chapati dough. So just flour, put flour, some little oil, some sugar. I always prefer putting sugar and some little salt in my mixture, and then I'm going to just knead it the same way I knead my chapati flour, is the same way I knead my dough to make the samosas. So after you've checked and the dough is not sticking either to your hand or the bowl, that's the time you know the dough is fully um, okay. So you just let it rest. So I'm just going to let it rest for around 30 minutes and it will be okay to be used. So right now I just want to cut all the vegetables that I had harvested. So I'll cut the spring onions, the carrots, I'll grate the carrots. I am going to mix the mint and the coriander together because those two work the same way. You're not supposed to overcook it or even cook it. So the moment I just put them on the fire after the meat and all the other mixtures of the vegetables are now done, I'll put off the fire and then add the coriander and the mint. So I am done with preparing all the vegetables that I'm going to use. So right now I want to cook them. I had boiled the minced meat. So the only thing I'm going to do is just to cook them just a little bit. I love when I'm preparing um, the samosa fillings. I do not always like when they are overcooked. So when you cooking the fillings that you are supposed to use in your samosa, make sure they are not soggy. So I'm just going to put some oil and then the minced meat. I think our minced meat was a little bit had a little bit of some soup. So I'm just going to let it cook until all the soup is over, and I'm going to add all the spices that you can add any spice that you want. So I've added some ground rosemary. I grind my own rosemary in the farm, some little salt, and also some other spices like the ginger and the garlic spice. So I'm going to add all the vegetables inside, from the spring onions to the carrots. Do not add the tomatoes because tomatoes will make your fillings to be soggy. So just add all the other vegetables that do not produce some water. So I'm just going to add the coriander and then put the fire off. So I'm going to divide now the fillings into two, because one I want to put some pepper and the other one I just want it to be plain because the kids are also taking it. So I'm just going to divide this into two and put it here aside. So I'll have two samosas. There are some samosas that will have some pepper, and there are some that will only be plain, just with the spices, and that will be eaten by the kids and also just anyone who wants some samosas that have the pepper will take. So now my dough is ready. So right now, this is the most important part, because without the samosa pockets, you do not have samosas. And at first I used to struggle how to make the pockets, but after some little practice, now I'm perfect in it. So what I always do, I divide my dough into small balls. This size is always okay with me, because I do not like having very large samosas. So the size of my samosas always are a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to take the balls one by one, and so roll them, and then place them on top of each other. I'll be placing them in threes. So when I roll this one, what I always do, I just roll it just a little bit, not to overroll it, so that when you place them on top of each other, it will be easier to lift them up. So I'm just going to put some oil, and then dust it with some flour, and then that's when I'll make the second ball, and then put it on top of it. Put some oil on top of that second one, dust it with some flour, and then repeat the same process for all the rest of the balls that you're having here. So I only place 3 at a time. So after you've done that, make sure you roll it. The purpose of putting that oil is to prevent them from sticking together, especially when you're pulling them out. So you make sure you roll it until they're slim. There's nothing that is so irritating to me when I eat a very big or a thick samosa. My samosas are always very thin. Before I knew this process, I used to make them like a chapati, just a large one, and then put it on fire, and then start cutting them into quarters. But right now, the moment I knew this way of making it, this is the easiest way to make your samosa pockets. So I'm going to repeat the same process in all the other balls that are remaining, and then later on I'll start now prepare cutting them, and then putting the paste when I'm putting the fillings. When you're turning on the fire, it should be a little bit lower. It should not be too much fire. So let me try and remove this one when it's here. You see right now, this time round it was easy to remove now, because I did not wait until it was too hot. Like right now it's too hot. So let me try this one. I'm successful. And I have a 6. So this is the amount of the pockets that I'm going to have. So what I always do, I put them now on a surface. I'm not going to use the chopping board because it's not round. So I'm just going to place it here on the surface, the countertop, and then I'm going to use the lid, the sufuria lid, that I'm going to, it will help me out in getting that round shape. So I'm trying to place just enough that I'm going to use to cut now the edges. And because now mine are not for selling, it's okay for them not to be perfectly round. But the purpose of just doing this is to, it always helps you out, especially when you cut them into quarters, and when you start folding them, it will be easier for you to fold. So after you're done with the shaping, I always put it into half just to get that center of it, and then I'll place it again to get now the quarter. That's how I make my pockets. I make them into quarters. You cut it, you get a round shape, and then cut it into half and then into quarter. So each quarter will make one samosa. So I'm going to repeat on the other the pockets that I was remaining with. Just the same process, cutting into half and then into quarters. And later on, I'm going to now start folding them. So the paste is made of only flour with some water. It should not be too light or too heavy. So just a little bit. As you can see, the consistency is not heavy. So when you're folding, the curved part is always the one that is used to fold on the sides. And then the sharp pointed part is the one that will now cover the samosa, and that's how I do it. And I always love when my samosas are a little bit full, because it brings out the shape of the samosa very well, and that's what makes a samosa. And I know so many people prepare the fold the pockets in different ways until it becomes that triangle shape. But I always prefer this style because it's so easy. And some always cut it into strips and then they start folding until they come up with that triangular shape. When I'm cooking the samosas, I prefer when my oil is not too hot. The same way I cook the mandazis, that's how I fry my samosa. So my oil was not too hot. The disadvantage of that, most of the time, the samosa stuffens, or they are a bit hard. But for my oil, it was not too cold or too warm. It was just okay for the frying. So I'm just going to cook them until they are golden brown, and then I'll serve my samosa with tea. So I am done cooking all the samosas. This is the last batch of the samosa cooking. So, and I will say this is a perfect samosa recipe. If you have any question concerning the recipe, you can comfortably ask me in the comment section. Feel free to ask any question about how I have prepared it, any ingredient that you're not sure of, just ask me. So if you've watched this video till the end, thank you so much. I'm just going to serve some samosa with tea and then take my tea. The outcome was super amazing. So thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. It's bye for now.